Hi everyone, Claire here. I've decided to do, following quite a few requests from some lovely ladies, a how-to series on, or a let's make series I'm going to call them, on how I make some of my albums. And I've had lots of requests over the last 24 hours for a series on how I made this album out of the ABC Primer papers. So thank you ladies, I've decided to do it. I'll put your names and credits and YouTube channel names at the end of this video. So thank you very much for your support and all of your kind comments. I've been quite overwhelmed. So it's going to be called a Let's Make series. So it's Let's Make an ABC Primer photo album. So this is number one, and this is preparation, all the bits that you need to make the album. When I made this one, I started off with quite a lot of paper. I used most of the 8x8 pad. There are a few pieces left, but not too many. And I ordered some 12x12 sheets as well. So I have put up what I ordered. I have to say I didn't use all of the 12x12 sheets, and I haven't used all of the 8x8 pad. But as I say, I create as I go along. So I'll try and work out what you actually need and then put that up. But you definitely need an 8x8 pad and some 12x12 sheets, just for the larger cutouts in the book. So I'm going to take you through what I used to make the cover, and I've added some more pictures now. The photo mats, the tags, and the notepaper on the back of the tags, and the pages, while I wait for my paper to come. And then once the paper's arrived, I will, because I've had to reorder it, I'll go through stage by stage in 10-minute videos and take you through how I've made the page layouts. Okay, so for the book, let's just put that over there. I started off with two pieces of card. This is very thin, it's not even chipboard, it's just cardboard that I get from a really nice friend who supplies me with tons and tons of it. It's used to separate tins on pallets. So not particularly thick. I don't know what weight it is, ladies, but you could use anything. And the cover is 9 inches, not 8.5 as I said in my video, by 6.5 inches. So cut yourself 2 of those. And then to cover that, I used 2 pieces of my A4 card. A4 is a card size or paper size in the UK, but I think it's the equivalent of 8 1/4 by 11 3/4 size wise for all of you ladies outside of the UK. And those are the sheets that I use to cover the front of my albums. So you need 2 pieces of card to cover, 2 pieces of card or cardstock will be absolutely fine, large enough to fold over your cardboard and stick down and then cover on the inside. Let's just move that. 6 pages, I've cut mine already, and those are 6x8, so there's 6 of those, and I've hole punched them with just a standard hole punch, not my crocodile. So 6 of those. I counted up the tags. There's, I don't know, 10 or 12. The tags are 3 inches wide by 5.5 inches long, and then I cut them with my Tonic Studios punch. This is it. It's a dual cutter, and I use the flat corner just to cut the tops, but I didn't hole punch them for ribbons. I left them with a straight top. So I've got about, how many did I say, about 10 of those. Photo mats, as you know, all of my albums are quite functional and will take lots of 6x4 photographs. And here's one. Here's Harry again. The photos just slip straight in to the cut edges, and I use this cutter, I don't know if you can see it. Fiskars do one, I think it's called the corner slot cutter. This was from our local Hobbycraft, which is the equivalent to, I think, Hobby Lobby, Michaels over in the US. Not very expensive, $3.99, so about $2, $2.50. But I love it and seem to use it in all of my albums now. And then the photographs just slot straight in, which is great. It means that you can add pictures to your album without having to glue them in, which I think is brilliant. So I've got 11 of those, and they are 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay. And then on the back of the photo mats, I've just used some note paper and stained it with Vintage Photo, the distress ink. So I cut the paper 3.5 inches by 5 inches from just a standard notepad. This was really cheap, a really cheap notepad. And then I just cut them quite a few pieces all at once, or go through the guillotine, and then rounded the corners off with my X-Cuts corner cutter, and that's the small. I think that cuts 1/4 inch or 0.5 of a curve on the corners. So that was 3.5 by 5, I think. Mine actually in the album vary in size, but I tried to think of a reasonable dimension that would fit on the back of the photo mats inside the slot corners if you're using the slot corner cutter. And something I did do with the papers was scrumple them up and then flatten them out and then ink over the top, and that gave me quite a good aged look. Another way of dyeing the papers is to use a tea bag, put it in some hot water or some coffee. I think tea bag, I quite like using tea bags because it's a lighter tint, it gives a lighter tint to the paper. And then I just ink the edges if I use the tea. Wait till the water's cooled down though, of course. So I've cut lots of those from the pad, ready to use. The pockets, let me just show you the pockets. These pockets I used or made from an envelope, and it was a 6x8 envelope which I cut into a 6x6 square, and then I used the end as well. And then what I did was just ink the edges. So there's the envelope bit. I inked all the way around the edges just with my black dabber, painted I should say, not inked, on both sides. Left those to dry, and then I cut my curve circle out with one of the large round punches. For the tag to go inside. So I used 2 of those, so that's 2 envelopes 6x6. If you haven't got envelopes, you can make the pockets out of card. You can add as many as you like in, or none at all. I was making up as I was going along, and I put 2 in. And then here I used the smaller cut end of the envelope. Again, I painted it black, put some tape some of the very narrow, very sticky tape. I think Redline tape is good. This is slightly cheaper, it's from our Hobbycraft shop. Just to secure this edge here. Don't worry about where the adhesive is, because you cover the flap here and the front, and then the back side of the flap as well. So this bit actually stuck down to the book. So I used one of those, but you could use as many as you like, or none at all. And then my guillotine, my glue, my ATG, and there's lots of straight cutting in this. There's no flower cutting or shaping. It's all very angled, which made it quite quick to make. So that's it, ladies. That's the preparation, and I'll be back with a video on the first 2 pages and how we cover the covers as soon as my paper arrives. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.